Have you ever gazed up at the night sky and spotted a bright star-like object? Maybe you've wondered what secrets are hidden among those distant points of light, or what stories the planets have to tell us. The universe is full of mysteries, and sometimes all it takes is a curious glance upward to spark a lifelong fascination with the cosmos. That could be Saturn, the sixth planet from our sun. Even from millions of miles away, Saturn stands out as a jewel in the night sky, its pale golden glow hinting at the wonders that lie beyond our reach. For centuries, Saturn has captured the imagination of astronomers and dreamers alike. But there's something special about Saturn. Unlike any other planet in our solar system, Saturn is instantly recognizable thanks to its breathtaking rings, a feature so unique and beautiful that it almost seems otherworldly. It's adorned with spectacular rings, a celestial ballet of ice and rock. These rings stretch out for hundreds of thousands of kilometers, forming a shimmering halo that encircles the planet. When you see them through a telescope, it's easy to understand why Saturn is often called the jewel of the solar system. But why does Saturn have these dazzling rings? What's their story? For centuries, this question has captivated astronomers and stargazers alike. Early astronomers, peering through primitive telescopes, were astonished by Saturn's strange appearance. Some even thought the rings were giant moons or mysterious handles attached to the planet. The answer lies in a fascinating tale of gravity, time, and the wonders of our solar system. Saturn's rings are not just beautiful. They're a testament to the powerful forces that shape our universe. Over billions of years, gravity has sculpted these rings, keeping them in a delicate balance as they orbit the planet. Join me, and let's embark on a journey to uncover the secrets behind Saturn's magnificent rings. Imagine traveling through the vastness of space, drawing closer to Saturn, and witnessing its rings up close, a sight that has inspired countless space missions and scientific discoveries. These rings aren't solid structures. They're made up of countless particles, ranging in size from tiny grains to massive chunks of ice and rock. Some are as small as a grain of sand, while others are as large as mountains. Each particle reflects sunlight, creating the brilliant shimmering effect we see from Earth. Imagine a cosmic snow globe shaken up and swirling around a giant planet. That's Saturn's rings. The particles are constantly moving, colliding, and interacting, creating ever-changing patterns and waves that ripple through the rings. It's a dynamic living system, one of the most mesmerizing sights in our solar system. But how did these particles end up circling Saturn like this? Let's dive into the most likely explanations and explore the mysteries they hold. Some scientists believe the rings formed from the remnants of a shattered moon, torn apart by Saturn's immense gravity. Others think they could be leftover material from the early days of the solar system, never quite coming together to form a moon. Whatever their origin, Saturn's rings remind us that the universe is full of surprises, waiting to be discovered. Imagine scooping up a handful of fresh snow. Now, shrink yourself down to the size of a grain of sugar and take a closer look. That's what it's like inside Saturn's rings, except instead of snowflakes, you'd be surrounded by countless icy particles. These icy particles are the main ingredient of Saturn's rings. They're like giant cosmic snowballs made mostly of frozen water. Mixed in with the ice are bits of rock and dust, remnants of ancient comets, asteroids, or even shattered moons. Some of these ice chunks are as small as grains of sand, while others are as large as houses. It's this incredible range in size that gives the rings their unique texture and brilliance. But these particles aren't just sitting still. They're constantly colliding and bumping into each other as they orbit Saturn, creating a dynamic and ever-changing environment. How did Saturn get its rings? This is one of the most captivating questions in planetary science, and it has fascinated astronomers and stargazers alike for generations. Saturn's rings are among the most iconic and beautiful features in our solar system, but their true origin remains shrouded in mystery. For centuries, scientists have gazed at Saturn through telescopes, puzzled by the sheer scale and complexity of its rings. What could have created such a stunning and intricate structure? The search for answers has led to decades of research, debate, and even space missions dedicated to unraveling this cosmic enigma. While we still don't have a definitive answer, two leading theories have emerged, each offering a fascinating glimpse into the possible history of Saturn's rings. Let's explore these theories and see what they reveal about the planet's past. The first theory suggests that Saturn's rings are the remnants of a shattered moon. According to this idea, long ago, Saturn may have had a moon that strayed too close to the planet. Imagine a moon, perhaps similar in size to some of Saturn's current moons, slowly drifting inward until it crossed a critical boundary known as the Roche limit. Within this invisible line, Saturn's immense gravity would have overwhelmed the moon's own gravity, pulling it apart piece by piece. The result? The moon would have been torn asunder by tidal forces, its icy and rocky fragments scattered into orbit around Saturn. Over time, these countless pieces would have spread out and flattened into the thin, bright rings we see today, creating a spectacular celestial display. The second major theory takes us even further back in time, to the very birth of Saturn itself. This idea proposes that the rings are made of leftover material from the planet's formation, billions of years ago. Picture the early solar system, a chaotic, swirling disk of gas, dust and ice with planets slowly taking shape. As Saturn formed, most of this material clumped together to create moons and the planet itself. But some of it, for various reasons, never managed to form a moon or fall into Saturn. This leftover stardust, tiny bits of ice and rock, remained in orbit, circling Saturn for eons. Over time, these particles gradually coalesced into the magnificent rings, shaped by gravity and collisions that we marvel at today. Both theories offer plausible and intriguing explanations for the origin of Saturn's rings. Whether they are the remains of a lost moon or the last traces of Saturn's birth, the rings continue to inspire wonder and curiosity. Thanks to missions like Cassini, we're learning more about Saturn's rings every year. But the mystery isn't solved yet. With each new discovery, scientists get closer to understanding the true story behind these dazzling bands of ice and rock. The answer may still be out there, waiting to be uncovered by future explorers and the next generation of curious minds. Saturn isn't the only planet in our solar system with rings. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune also have rings, though they're much fainter and less prominent than Saturn's. Jupiter's rings, for instance, are made of tiny dust particles, thought to be debris kicked up by meteorite impacts on its moons. These rings are so faint that they weren't even discovered until 1979, when the Voyager 1 spacecraft flew past Jupiter and captured their image. Uranus and Neptune also have faint ring systems composed mostly of dark organic material. These rings are thought to be relatively young, perhaps formed from the breakup of captured comets or asteroids. While the other gas giants have rings, none can compare to the sheer size, brilliance, and complexity of Saturn's ring system. Saturn's rings are truly in a league of their own, a testament to the unique and awe-inspiring forces at play in our solar system. Prepare to be amazed! Saturn, the jewel of our solar system, is famous for its breathtaking rings, but there's so much more to them than meets the eye. Saturn's rings are not only beautiful but also brimming with surprising facts. These shimmering bands have fascinated astronomers for centuries, and the more we learn, the more mysterious they become. These rings are colossal, stretching across an incredible distance. In fact, the main rings span over 170,000 miles, making them the largest and most extensive ring system in our solar system. If you could line up the rings end to end, they'd reach almost 3/4 of the way from the Earth to the Moon. That's a mind-boggling distance, especially when you consider how small Saturn itself appears from Earth. But here's the catch. Despite their vast width, the rings are surprisingly thin. In most places, they're only about 30 feet thick, which is thinner than a typical two-story house. Imagine a sheet of paper as wide as a football field. That's how thin Saturn's rings are in proportion to their width. It's almost impossible to believe something so wide could be so incredibly delicate, and the rings aren't just one solid band either. When you look closer, you'll see they're made up of thousands of smaller ringlets, each with its own story to tell. They're divided into different ringlets, each with its own unique characteristics. Some are bright and dense, while others are faint and almost ghostly. Some ringlets are densely packed with particles, creating brilliant reflective bands that shine in the sunlight, while others are more sparsely populated with gaps and spaces that make the rings look almost transparent in places. These ringlets are separated by gaps, some of which are so wide that entire moons could fit inside them. Some of these gaps are created by the gravitational influence of Saturn's many moons. These so-called shepherd moons act like cosmic sculptors, carving out spaces and keeping the rings in line. The gravitational pull of these moons can even create waves and ripples in the rings, making the entire system dynamic and ever-changing. The rings are also constantly changing, shifting and evolving over time. They're not static. They're alive with motion and activity, with particles colliding, clumping together and being pulled apart by Saturn's gravity. The rings are a swirling dance of ice and rock. Some particles are as tiny as grains of sand, while others are as large as mountains. Most of the material in the rings is made of water ice, which is why they shine so brightly. But there are also traces of rock and dust, giving each ringlet its own unique composition. Scientists use special instruments to study the rings in different wavelengths of light, revealing hidden details and helping us understand their origins. This dynamic environment makes Saturn's rings a fascinating laboratory for studying the physics of planetary rings and the forces that shape our solar system. Every new discovery brings us closer to understanding not just Saturn, but the history and evolution of our cosmic neighborhood. How do we learn about objects so far away? We send spacecraft on incredible journeys. For Saturn, we've had missions like Pioneer 11, Voyager 1 and 2, and most importantly, Cassini. Cassini spent 13 years orbiting Saturn, taking breathtaking pictures and making groundbreaking discoveries. It flew between the rings, studied their composition, and even sampled the material within them. But it's not just about sending spacecraft. We also have powerful telescopes here on Earth and in space, like the Hubble Space Telescope, that allow us to observe Saturn's rings in stunning detail. By combining observations from spacecraft and telescopes, scientists can piece together the intricate story of Saturn's rings and unlock the secrets they hold. Saturn's rings aren't static. They're constantly evolving, shaped by the planet's gravity, its moons, and even the sun's radiation. Think of them like a cosmic kaleidoscope, always shifting and changing. One of the most dramatic examples is the spoke phenomenon. These dark temporary features appear as spokes on a bicycle wheel, moving across the rings. Scientists believe these spokes are caused by electrostatic forces, lifting dust particles above the ring plane. Even the tilt of Saturn's rings changes over time. As Saturn orbits the Sun, our perspective of the rings changes too. Sometimes we see them edge on, appearing as a thin line. Other times, they're tilted at a more dramatic angle, revealing their full glory. This constant change makes Saturn's rings a dynamic and fascinating subject of study. It's a reminder that our universe is far from static. It's a place of constant motion and evolution. Saturn's rings aren't just beautiful, they're also incredibly valuable to scientists. They offer a unique window into the early solar system, preserving clues about its formation billions of years ago. By studying the composition and structure of the rings, scientists can learn about the materials that were present when the planets were forming. They can also gain insights into the processes that shaped our solar system, such as collisions and gravitational interactions. Furthermore, the rings provide a natural laboratory for studying the physics of disks. These principles can be applied to other disk systems in the universe, such as protoplanetary disks, which are birthplaces of planets around other stars. Understanding Saturn's rings helps us understand the broader universe and our place within it. From ancient astronomers to modern-day stargazers and curious explorers, Saturn's rings have captivated our imaginations for centuries, drawing us in with their beauty. They represent the beauty and mystery of our universe, inspiring us to explore and learn more about the cosmos. Whether viewed through a telescope or in stunning images from spacecraft and observatories, Saturn's rings evoke a sense of wonder and awe in all who see them. They remind us of the vastness of space and the incredible forces at play in our universe. Their beauty transcends scientific study and simple observation. They are a source of inspiration for artists, writers, and dreamers everywhere, reminding us of the infinite possibilities that lie beyond our world and within our imaginations. While we've learned a great deal about Saturn's rings, many mysteries remain. How old are the rings, and will they last forever? What causes the strange spokes and other dynamic features? These unanswered questions beckon us to continue exploring, to push the boundaries of our knowledge and technology. Future missions to Saturn will undoubtedly reveal even more secrets about these enigmatic rings, deepening our understanding of this captivating planet and the universe we call home. The quest to understand Saturn's rings is a testament to the power of human curiosity and our innate desire to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos. As we continue to explore our solar system and beyond, we're sure to uncover even more wonders that will inspire future generations of scientists, dreamers, and explorers.